We are live. Dubs in the chat, dubs in the chat. On time stream, on time, on time. Let's go. All about that punctuality. This episode of the Philly Phil Twitch Show is brought to you by Kellogg's Rice Krispie Treats. The original. See these three ninjas? They the OGs. Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I know their names. I know the names of imaginary elves. But if a woman told me her name in real life, I wouldn't remember it. Oh, you said your name was Margaret? Margarine? Blah, blah, blah. Let's start the show. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo, hoo. The Twitch show is brought to you by viewers like you. Your Cash App donations keep the show rolling. Follow me wherever the @ is valid. If my name doesn't pop up, I'm banned on that platform. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, player. Women hitting the wall. 57. Number 57.
Here's why dating.
Brought to you by Rice Krispie Treats.
It's so hard in your 30s. Yeah, I guess, yeah, but this is probably my 30th single. I hate the concept of dating. I was actually called. Nobody talks about how hard it is dating in your 30s. Another one of my years already fails. This 32-year-old is sick of dating. It's bloody mental dating in your 40s.
I cannot stand this shit.
Dating is so hard in your 30s. Tell me why. It so hurts. This is officially my last straw. What is going on about dating after 40?
You know that women, like, the average man is invisible to women, but after women, after women turn 30, they're invisible to men.
Last time I was single, I was 24, and the dating pool was everyone.
I've been asked on 5 dates and none of them came through, but I'm tired of begging or proving.
I'm fucking great. That's why some man just called me on a dating app.
Dating in your mid-30s is wild. What?
So that was her whole video. I was just 24. Yeah, that's what happens. You were just 24, enjoying life, and now you're past your prime. You missed your window. You should have been trying to lock a man down while you were 24. 24 is like the back end. Like, that's it. It's 18 to 24.
I went on my first date of 2025 just last week, which I was completely unacceptable and ridiculous.
I'm a 30-year-old trying to date and
Ridiculous.
I'm 31 years old and I don't have a boyfriend. I grew up believing in soulmates and now I'm just
Leftover women.
Booking.com has state.
Sounds like a bunch of leftover women. Rice Krispie Treats. Yum, 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 yum. Simulate what it looks like eating a Rice Krispie treat. Yum, 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 yum. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna eat them down.
I'm 31 years old and I don't have a boyfriend. I grew up believing in soulmates and now I'm just believing in people you can tolerate. Sometimes I just think I'm kind of like screwed with dating because I grew up with a dad that anytime that we were walking on the sidewalk, either me or my mom, he pushes us to the inside and says, "Car has to hit me first." And when guys don't know that, ick, immediately.
It's so funny to me when women in their 30s or 40s talk about X.
So you know what's the worst part of dating when you're 31 is that you're all the good ones.
That's his actual family, though. It's like, yeah, I'm the leader and the provider of this family. The car hits me first. Y'all just be random women who don't even want to have kids. What am I protecting you for? It's like, no, you got it. Go ahead. Take her out with an 18-wheeler.
Or married.
I ran out of energy drinks, so I'm drinking coffee.
You guys. But then you have this pool of guys that's either gay or you're just not worth.
So now with dating, it's just like, you know what, I'm here, take it or leave it. If you don't see the material, if you can't see the material, then it's fine. Someone just asked me how I was dating in LA, and my short answer is that I've been asked on 5 dates, and none of it.
Everybody in LA is like fake, superficial. Was chilling in LA. Everybody's like, yeah, haha, hee in your face, but like nobody's authentic. It's all just like everybody's a narcissist and they're just using you. LA people are like the worst. like superficial like people.
Came through. Either they ghosted me or they never followed up.
I think the reason that big men out there is struggling today is because no, someone wholeheartedly requires a certain level of naivety and delusion that we just do not have anymore because it's been trashed.
Okay, man, and why do you think it has been trashed? It's because you've dated so many guys. It's because you've been with so many guys that you struggle to find love, to fall in love. That's why men want younger women.
Okay, at this point in the dating world, I think I'm just gonna start dating guys that are like 5 years younger than me because they'll probably treat me like a queen and be obsessed with me. I don't want it.
No, man, they will be obsessed with having.
You don't want a man that's obsessed with you. You don't want a man that's pedalizing you. If you're pedalizing your women, just step away from the relationship. Just try again, King.
Sex with you.
Wait.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
No, I'm a mommy.
Mom of what? A dog?
I have a daughter.
You can't even believe it, guys.
In real life?
Yeah.
Like a dog, like a real lady?
Yeah, like a human child.
I feel like no one's
I mean,
talking about
she
this,
looks
but I can't be the only one.
like
Like
she
you're
got
just in this
a
place where you feel a little stuck between wanting to focus on yourself, but feeling like you're 30.
Women hitting the wall. Like, what coherent video has we weighed in on yet? Nothing. They're just a bunch of 2-second blah blah blahs. Hey, I'm 35. Hey, this. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I just need different creators.
And you need to be out there dating or else you're wasting time.
After you ask them if they're single, ask them their living situation. I just had to end something with someone that I actually liked because in all our conversations, which we had a lot of them, he failed to tell me that he was cohabitating with the mother of his child.
So I like recently started dating again and I've been learning about like the feminine and masculine energy principles.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So what? He's cohabitating with the mother of his child. You supposed to be stepmoms. That ain't got nothing to do with you.
Obviously, I'm in my feminine, so I'm looking for a guy who's masculine. And learning all this, I have discovered the absolute ickiest thing ever, in my opinion, is men and their feminine energy.
You supposed to come over to the crib. Come on and chill with me and my baby mom. She making grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yes, man, it's the same with men. That's why we don't like loud, obnoxious, masculine women. We want a feminine woman. We don't want to be with another man.
Date this evening, second date, first one was fine. Like the thing is, he was really fit and probably a nice guy, and probably on paper exactly what I need, but
But he was too boring.
it's the whole like having to get to know someone. Like I'd rather be sitting home watching Love Island, to be honest with you. But tonight's the second date, so I'm hoping we'll find out if he's got personality or not.
She like she's in her 40s, past her prime. I wouldn't even get to know this old lady.
How do you say on paper he's perfect, but you don't know if he has a personality or not? How do you say that on paper he's perfect, but you would rather be at home alone watching Love Island? She likes the drama. All women, guys, this is a very big red flag. If you're a woman...
TNT knows drama. No, women know drama.
To watch Love Island, it's because she likes the drama that she sees on Love Island.
So I went on a date last week with someone who said on their profile that they were 41, and in fact they were actually 47. Then I just turned on Radio Today, one of my dating apps, and I have got like a million 27-year-olds coming at me. Like a million of them. Like I could be dating the daddies and babies. Like what is going on? Where are all the normal, good men, the mid to late 30s? Where are they?
They're looking for younger women, man. That's why you only attract older guys or young guys that just want to have sex. How do women not understand this?
If you're a woman in your 30s and you're dating for marriage and a long-term commitment, what is the most frustrating part of
To stop it. Get some help.
For me, it was probably feeling really overwhelmed and frustrated with the apps because I was getting a lot of matches, but wasn't necessarily meeting a lot of people that I was aligned with in terms of what I wanted out of a relationship.
Okay, man, now think about
Because you aged out. You're not in your prime. You're for fun only.
the guys. The majority of guys don't even get any matches to be angry about. You're getting matches, but you don't like the matches you're getting. Guys don't even get matches.
The matches I get don't even last more than 3 chats.
But they never think from our perspective. It's all about them.
And who I was looking for in a partner. So it felt
They
like
match with
time
you and
every day,
don't
I had
reply
so many
back.
matches to sort through, and I felt like I needed to
Oh my god. Feel sorry for me because I have so many matches. So many matches, but they're not what I want.
1-900-9199 cry.
compromise on what I was looking for to even find someone to go out with. Fair?
See, back in the day, women had to pull from their options. Okay, you have 10 matches. Okay, from them 2 dudes, you better pick a winner. Pick a winner, champ. Pick your husband.
Free dating apps at 31 is so funny because I'm so much more picky, and you would think it should be the other way around. But it's like, don't want children. Oh, then what's the point of wasting my time with you then? Or
Do I want an older woman who's more experienced and picky? Or on the other hand, an inexperienced 18-year-old virgin? Gonna take the 18-year-old. Legal adult.
that does put me off. Don't know if I should admit that to adults.
Call me a P-word.
Oh no, I want to be able to have a drink myself.
Ooh.
It's fun.
As I told you before, guys, they're delusional. They're aging. They don't bring
I'm
us
predatoring on young
higher
adults.
standards.
I would be way more lenient when I was younger, and now I'm just like, oh no.
Okay, ma'am, you said it yourself. You were different when you were younger. You didn't have such high standards. So why would a man want to date you when he can date a younger woman?
I wouldn't date her.
The only men
She
that
looks
want
old.
to date you are men that can't date younger women. So they don't have any choice.
No. What's the point? What's the point wasting my time? Because I know I'm not gonna like you for this one specific reason. So what's the
She
point?
don't even get that twinkle in her eye no more.
This is what it came out. I guess, what are you up to? What are you up to? Not even like, hey, found you here, or no, just what are you up to?
Guys, it doesn't matter what you write. If you're hard enough, they will always answer. Always. You don't have to have some weak...
I can verify that all these women look like they're past the wall.
Doesn't matter.
So then I told him, all he said back was, come see me. Come see me. Like, come see you where? Like, I don't know anything about you.
It doesn't matter. It's clear that guy has a lot of options, and that's how he talks to most women.
So chivalry is dead. And I just think men just don't even bother to ask questions. They feel like they don't even need to anymore, that the girls just want to come to them, so...
Yes, and why do you think they believe that? It's because their own experiences shows them that it's that easy. Maybe not with you, but with other women. So why would he bother with you? Why would he bother asking questions about you? Because he doesn't care. He wants to sleep with you, and that's it.
Chicken Al Pastor is...
Rice Krispie treats. Rice Krispie. Rice Krispies. I paused the video instead of muting it. The commercial. I paused the commercial instead of muting it. I'm like, why is this so long? AF.
Thank you, come again.
Probably my favorite single. I don't like my I'm kind of in love with a guy like maybe. Yeah, I dabble. I don't know if I would because like I work for a nonprofit in South America and I got tapeworms and salmonella and I'm like I don't like I already have that experience into my body, like I don't need to eat to get sick, you know? Imagine like trying to eat someone and there's like a worm coming out.
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video because it's very strange.
That guy was one of the probably the nicest guys I've ever been in
Please
my
talk
life.
about.
He touched me a couple times. He asked me about my
You know when a woman from the start says he was so nice, it didn't go well, guys. It didn't. Women don't like the nice guy.
dog and I started crying and he like grabbed my hand and that felt really nice. I felt kind of comforted by him and I felt like I was in the presence of a really quality person, but I just didn't feel any romantic spark. We had this
Exactly what I told you guys. They don't like the nice guys.
nice hug at the end. I was like, yeah, it was just a really nice hug. I was like, oh, I need a hug. I think I'm in my video phase because there was another time, I can't remember what we were talking about, and I almost started crying again, sitting there talking to him.
Why would you want to go on a date with a woman that starts crying during the date? Why? How much of a simp do you have to be?
I was able to keep it in because I don't want to make him feel like I'm a crazy crying lady, even though I probably am a crazy crying lady. So I think I was in my video phase. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. But that's what people say on my videos when I'm crying. They say,
She talks about stuff that she doesn't even understand. Man, it's not that hard to Google the word. It takes you 30 seconds. From the start, why would you want to date a woman like this? Because you know everything she hears, she will repeat to you even if it's correct or not, because she's not the kind of person that will search for anything to see if it's true. And these kinds of women vote.
So I have not even been on a date with this man.
Okay?
And last night, he texted me, after working both of my jobs and being a parent yesterday,
Okay, so she's a single mother, okay?
he texted me and said, if this is going to work, I need to do better with my texting.
This is why I told you guys, stay away from single mothers. They don't have time for you, and you're not a priority to them.
Pardon? Excusez-moi?
Okay, so what he just conveyed, what I just understand, you're not a good conversationalist. He needs better conversation out of you. I could text and work. I could text and hold my baby. I don't know.
I'll go, excuse me? My brother in Christ, you drink Mountain Dew and fall asleep with his impact in. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video because she's very annoying, very annoying.
I think the most frustrating thing about dating right now is not feeling like I'm getting rejected. I fully do believe in the taxi cab theory. It doesn't matter how amazing this girl is. If a man is not ready to settle down, like, it's not going to work out. But as soon as he's ready, that first girl that's there, that's who he's going to be with.
No, man, only a simp would do that. A guy that really wants to be happy and wants to have a family and doesn't want to get divorced will look and will search for the right woman, will look for the red flags. You don't just settle or you marry the first woman that you see. This is how many men end up divorcing. This is how. Because they fall in love with the first woman they see. It's so stupid. Only simps do that.
But what's frustrating to me is the fact that that's the one that you get a connection with. That's the one that you feel connected to, is the one that he's not ready. So honestly, nothing to do with me. I mean, that's fine. It's just that's the one that I had the connection with. The one that I have zero connection with is fully in and wanting a relationship.
You always want the man that you can't have. The more hesitant he is, the more cold he is with you, the more he tells you he doesn't want a relationship, he's not ready for a relationship, the more that you are attracted to him. People in general, and it's because of psychology, people in general want what they can't have.
I recently started dating and all my friends are like,
Okay.
just have fun. Don't take it seriously. Like, just have fun. Just have fun. Not take it seriously? I'm sorry. Who are you, Lyndon? I am checking to see if his last name works with my first name, if my monogram is weird, or if it'll look okay on a hand towel. I'm logistically trying to figure out, like, how do I get to your city? Where are we going to live? Are you going to vibe with, my extended family? It could be the second date, and I'm immediately like, is there a future here? I am not and cannot be like, let's just have fun kind of girl.
She's weird, but she's right. You have to see all the red flags. You have to see them. You have to see if you can have a future with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Just think about this.
More women
Something
should think
annoys
like
you
that.
about her. And it's not something just small, petty. Just think about how much it will annoy you in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. If you're arguing after, I don't know, 3 weeks of dating, a month. Just think how you will argue after a year, after 6 years, after 10 years. It's not okay.
How do people date like that? lot of people ask, why is dating so hard for you? For me personally, dating is so hard
Okay.
because the standard that I am looking for is not easy to find. Now, when I say that, I am not talking about how tall they are. I'm not talking about how attractive they are. I'm not talking about how much money they have. I am looking for someone who, A, wants to be a family man. That is their number one priority, is having a family, being a provider for that family. Being a provider does not mean that you're a billionaire. It means that you want to have a family and you want to take care of them. I'm looking for someone who has a relationship with Christ, who values giving their life to the Lord. One thing that might seem superficial, I am looking for someone who exercises, but that really has nothing to do with their outward appearance. It has nothing to do with having a six-pack. It has to do with respecting your body and caring about your health. That is extremely important to me. I am looking for someone who wants to be a husband and who wants to be a father. And this
And you know she's lying. It's not just that, guys. Because if it was just that, she wouldn't be single at her age. She's thinking about those characteristics about the guy that she's already attracted to. So she has a guy in her head that she's attracted to, and she wants that guy to be as she describes.
age, those traits are very hard to find. It is very easy to find a hot rich man. That is not what I'm talking about. And I personally would rather.
Okay, man, this is very backward. There are so many Christian men that want a family, that would love you, that want to provide for you and the kids. There are very few good-looking rich men.
Stay single and just dedicate my life to Jesus, then settle for someone who doesn't have those traits. That's all.
By the way, man, if you're so set on religion and wanting a Christian man, a religious man, let me just ask you this. Are you a virgin? Because I'm sure you're not.
Your comment could not come at a better time because I just went on a Hinge date. We were talking about how I have this non-negotiable list. And he's like, let me see it, let me see what I can check off as of right now. And we had been on a couple dates at this point.
Another woman with unrealistic standards.
I get over my notes out and he's going through it and he's checking things off. He pretty much checked off everything on that list. And I'm sitting there like, what? And I'm like, this guy's great. I don't know if I see a future with him. But then, when I'm looking at the list and he's checked everything off, I'm like, well,
Yeah, but he doesn't give you the butterflies, so the list doesn't matter.
that doesn't add up. Why don't I see a future with him?
Because you're not a logical man. Because you base everything on feelings. And if he doesn't make you feel a certain way, even if he's perfect...
I knew she didn't like him just by the way she said, oh, this guy's great.
Can you see, guys, they have no logic, nothing up here.
But he's checked everything off. So I've realized my list is just a bare minimum checklist of who is even qualified to just take me on a date.
Okay, so from that conversation, she thought about it a lot, and she understood that she has to raise her standards even more, guys. Even more. Delusional. We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid, very stupid.
There was something you said about 99% of the relationships where you see them, the woman is in charge.
Yeah, this is just not only professionally, but in my own personal life. Among all of my friends and family, it's like the woman is the more powerful person in the vast majority of marriages that I've personally seen.
This is why the majority of marriages don't last. Because once she can't see you as the leader, once she's the leader, she stops respecting you. That's the problem. And when she stops respecting you,
Which my wife would be
arguing, she will never be happy.
not soft and
And
feminine.
that leads to divorce.
Yes. Is there a possibility the reason why you see couples where 99% of the time the woman's in charge is because the couples where men are in charge are less likely to come see you?
Yes.
Possible. Like I've said that I've seen thousands of marriages up close, both personally, professionally.
Yeah.
And I can count on one hand the number of marriages that I wouldn't mind being in. And what all of those marriages have in common is the man's more powerful.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear you talk about that part. So that's really
I
interesting.
haven't said that before.
It's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but I do believe that in general, men leading in a relationship is better for women and men.
Of course, of course.
And in the book, using the idea of the balance of attraction, where there is the adored and the adorer, and in general, I think it's better for the women to be the adorer and for men to be the adored.
Yes.
And there's more power and control in being the adored.
I like being on the winning.
Rice Krispie treats. Treats.
If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you're still single, listen up. This is a piece of advice that I share with all of my friends who are single. I'm 33, so a lot of my friends
You can always tell by the glasses. You can always tell by the glasses.
are in our 30s, and if they're single, they feel like, what's wrong with me? I'm behind. Why can't I find someone? My clock is ticking, etc., etc. And I always look at them and I shake my hand and they say, I think you're forgetting who you are. You could go date any guy, but you're not the girl who's just gonna go date any guy. You have standards, you have dreams, you have visions that you want for your life. You bring so much to the table that you can't just go be with anyone that you just pluck off the street.
Okay, ma'am, then why don't you list to us what you actually bring to the table? You can't put that in words. You only think in your head that you bring so much value to the table. But you don't. And I'll tell you why, man. It's because we don't value the same things as you value. So you want a guy that is at least as smart as you or smarter.
You ask a woman what she brings to the table. What do you bring to? I got a stupid tongue today, chat. You ask a woman what she brings to the table, and I forgot. Oh, I tie my shoes. I was like, what's it got to do with anything? I got tie shoelaces, and I tie my own shoelaces. What do you bring to the table? Crayons. I color within the lines. How does that help anybody?
A guy that makes at least as much money as you or more. You want a guy that is taller than you. You want a guy to look a certain way. We don't value the same things. We don't care if you have 10 degrees. We don't care about your money. We value other things. We value youth. We value fertility. We value how submissive you are, how fit you are. If you bring us peace, this is what we value.
And I think a lot of my friends look at themselves and blame themselves when in reality they just need a guy that's
Youth, fertility, and an untouched woman.
gonna match them, and that's rare. It's rare on both sides. Like my friends are rare girls, and the guys I think are also rare guys. They can't just go be with anybody.
Man,
You mean to tell me somebody else touched that and did what?
actually rare, guys would be fighting for them. But they're not, so they're not rare.
I'm part of the WhatsApp group, and it has women from all over the U.S. who are single or were single at one time and we're trying to be intentional about their dating. And about 100 of us are in our 40s and beyond. And one woman is talking about how she's dating somebody who is iffy on wanting kids, and she really wants kids. She's 41, she froze her eggs, and it made me think about all these complications, or not complications, but complexities, I guess is the right word, when you're dating in your 40s and you have a life that you want, and then you just try to bring people in that also want that same vision, but it's really
She
hard
missed her
to find a specific
opportunity.
vision of your life singularly, and then when you start dating people, some of them might not have the exact same vision. And
So this is a very roundabout way of saying that she has high standards and the guys have to meet her standards. Okay, ma'am.
Where do you compromise and where do you not? And so this girl is talking about how she might, at 41, maybe she's going to give up her dream to be a mother and start dating these really nice guys that don't know if they want kids, and then they'll figure out the future together.
Dating in New York City part 2. So got lots of requests for more dating stories. Okay. So I went on a date with this guy and I got there. He was not nearly as cute as he was in his pictures.
Ma'am, you're wearing 10 times of makeup. And when you make pictures, you also use filters. If you take all of that off, you don't look like in your pictures, ma'am.
And it was a wine party.
That's what a woman's delusion is. They think that's what they really look like. Like, it can take them 2 hours of putting on makeup. And just like, oh, they forgot it took 2 hours to make that face that doesn't exist. That's not you. You're before all this makeup.
And he's like, what do you want to drink? So I said I would love a glass of red wine. And he's like, oh, I really wanted champagne. And I'm like, okay, get champagne. So he was like, are you sure you want red wine? And I'm like, yeah, would love some red wine. He's like, okay, I was really thinking that we could share this bottle of champagne.
Okay, guys, so the video goes on for another minute. I'm going to spare you the agony of watching it. Basically, she just argues with a guy because the guy wants to drink champagne and she wants to drink wine.
You know something that I feel like nobody talks about that's really hard about my 30s? I was just sitting here drinking my coffee on my break in between my shows and thinking about the fact that I'm 33, so more than likely, if you're around my age or in your early 30s, you've seen multiple friends or family members who are around your same age go from dating somebody to engage somebody to marrying somebody to being probably multiple years into marriage, maybe even potentially having kids with that person, and having multiple kids and then being like in the depths of parenting with that person. And it's so challenging, especially if you have a lot of close friends.
I did see my ninja marry a couple of my ninjas married a high school sweetheart.
That or have often seen go through these stages to look at people's relationships and how strong they seem in different phases of life, and then how challenging their relationships become. So even people that you're like, oh, there are no red flags, they're super solid. Like, there's aspects where you're like, oh my god, like, does anybody actually like each other? Is anyone actually compatible? And I hope none of my friends see that.
By the way, guys, people don't just change after 6 months or a year or 2 years after you got married with them. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a guy. They don't change like that. If they're a sociopath, if they're toxic, if they're a narcissist, all those traits didn't evolve in 6 months. They evolved from childhood, guys. So she was like that from childhood. She was just lying to you. She was just masking her narcissism, her toxicity, her whatever. So you have to see the red flags. You have to see if she's lying to you. Those guys that got married and now they have problems, they didn't look for the red flags. That's the problem. They start dating, and even if that person is not good for them, they fall in love and they start overlooking the red flags. And they'll say, oh, we'll make it work because we're in love. And then after 6 months, a year, they get married, or 2 years. And then after 3 more years, they get divorced. That's the problem, guys. If you see the red flags, if you're objective, you will see if that woman is lying to you. If she's crazy, if she's toxic, if she's whatever. Nobody can lie 24/7, and nobody can change in 2 years. No, they were like that from the start. You just didn't see it because you were blinded by love, or you ignored the red flags. That's the problem.
And are offended by it, well, there's me. But it is so hard to watch that and then be in the stage of life where you're like making some of those decisions that feel so heavy. Like when you're saying, okay, I don't see any red flags, but look at all these other people that didn't see any red flags. Look at that.
Yeah, ma'am, you don't see red flags because you don't know what to look for, and people are good at lying. This is why you have to be objective. You can always spot the red flags. Nobody can lie 24/7. They will mess things up. You just have to wait and not be impatient and not fall in love after 3 months.
See, that was a lie.
Married after 6 months. Anytime if you have a normal relationship, you will always see the cracks. Nobody can lie.
I'm 31 years old and I don't have a boyfriend. For the most part, I'm good. Like, I've built a life that I'm so proud of. I have so much independence and I'm at peace for the most part. I'm surrounded by so many people who love me and I'm so grateful for that. But I won't lie and say that it's always been easy. To be honest, sometimes I feel so far behind. Almost like I missed some invisible deadline. And the worst part is, there's this...
That's your biological clock, ma'am. Even if you don't realize it. Your body is telling you that you have to hurry up and find a boyfriend and get married and have kids.
Kind of quiet shame that shows up at events like weddings or baby showers. Nobody has ever questioned me to my face, but I feel like sometimes I want to explain myself and like explain why I haven't gotten there yet with someone. I know I shouldn't feel like that, and most times I don't. It's just that sometimes I'm like put in this box by society, and I feel like...
Of course, it's always society's fault, it's always men's fault, it's always somebody else's fault. It's never your fault, man. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Did I remember anything from those videos? Nope. Would I have written a note? Would I have written a note about any of them videos? Nah. Okay, latest video from 2 hours ago. Completely out of their fin minds. Getting back at her ex cost her entire career. Ooh, that episode just sounds like it's some tea. Just probably gonna be a skipped episode. So that's one episode down. One down, one out. Women finally realize the mess in the dating scene is all there. ... It's probably their fault. Interesting. Interesting. The infection of Gen Z. That sounds interesting too. Alright, place your bets. Maybe we watch more than one. Probably not. We'll see if we finish this one. See if we get through it.
Pods, your host Red, and the other day from Moon. Answer this one question. When was the last time you met someone naturally? No dating apps online, but a genuine...
If you would have picked the the infection of Gen Z, you're correct.
Interaction in the real world. I'm from an older generation. I'm the millennial generation, so we grew up meeting people face to face. We had the internet, but we didn't have dating apps yet. I think Match was for like one of those ones, like the first few ones that everybody looked at online dating as like kind of thing. I still meet
contention. The inconfident.
I live that kind of lifestyle where I go out to meet people all the time. I can see the Generation Z not doing these things. They don't go out to drink. Guess what our generation did? They're a lot more health conscious. They're a lot more conscious about dating because, channels like ours and anecdotal evidence from the older generation. I'm guessing for most of you it was quite a while ago. But if you're a Generation Z, it possibly has never even happened. And that's not an accident. Most people we see these days are cashiers, co-workers, people rushing around, delivery drivers, people we pass by, not people we get to know. Interactions are often just transactions. Before dating apps turned relationships into a marketplace, the stage was already set years ago. Just think about an average day. You work from home alone, your groceries get delivered, you tap your phone to pay, no wires exchanged. Self-checkouts at the shops, takeaway dropped to your door by someone who doesn't make eye contact. I do admit I go to the self-checkout pretty often just because I don't want to deal with someone, and they're a lot more open at the self-checkout than the regular tellers or cashiers. Maybe it doesn't even speak the same language as you. It's so easy to go days without meaningful human interaction. Most interactions you do have are transactional unless you're one of the lucky few who finds a club society or just something to connect with people. And even then, it's probably shoved into a small corner of your routine. We live in a touchless society, and like anything, if you don't use it, you lose it. Intimacy, sex, and love just no difference. And unlimited access to adult content really capitalized on this moment. It's just click, consume, and wrap things up, remove your sexual desire, and move on with your day. Super easy, and it's truly the simplest exchange for pleasure imaginable, really. But it's also shallow, takes away your drive, it's temporary satisfaction with diminishing returns. And like any addiction, you merely fill the gaps without addressing the root causes. And the brain is adapted to all of this. Dating app started with a promise to breach a gap that most of their founders and investors had started. I mean, get this one. One of the Tinder CEOs left in 2022 and immediately launched Mino.
Alright, this is a lot of words. L video so far.
There are even venture capital companies that focus exclusively on this. We made a video about the entire loneliness.
It's a talkie.
Yeah, it seems that society is forcing men to be incels. They don't want men out there interacting with the world. As it's just the perfect vector for exploitation. So we have a solution to the problem you helped create.
I just saw like a picture that looked like a collage of a bunch of female dogs, and I thought it was going to be like 1956. This woman, and then her picture. I thought it was going to be like some real precise stuff. 1956. This woman, Sir B. Anthony, did this, said this about men, and then this led to this, and 1980s. I thought it was about to be real concise. I don't know why I thought that.
The book, the impacts of totally new to us, and that's why they're doing so much damage. We even invented new languages.
That's the video I would have made personally.
Years ago, it popped up on social media as a way to describe meeting someone that you exchange numbers with for a date. For example, that's just a normal interaction. The coffee shop or a bookshop when looking for the same book. Just think about the fact that we actually developed a new word for the crazy phenomenon of just meeting someone organically. It should have set off alarm bells, right? It was an early sign that society was changing in a way that made meeting people in real life the exception and not the rule. It's no coincidence that the word started being used a lot around 2015, same time dating apps blew up. And in the last decade, dating declined to the point where the majority of Generation Z today just don't know or really have any way to meet people. The cost is very costly for the young men out there to try to live the lifestyle that these women seem to want these young men to live.
Men aged 18 to 24 have never approached a woman in person in their life, and like even a high percentage, 18 to 30, haven't approached a woman in the last year.
In recent years, that's fake.
Women don't even have like a realistic grasp of money.
This is meaning not your own school.
They think it grows on trees.
Think about the place that you grew up as an example. Pubs, bars, libraries, high street shops. How many are actually left today? And if any, how busy even are they? Since COVID, we just shuttle ourselves from home to work to the gym, to the supermarkets and home. You don't really just go to the village markets. There is no real town square or hall. You're not really bumping into anyone. Even a bit of small talk with someone at the bus stop just feels weird and awkward. Making eye contact with someone on public transport will get you a look that leaves you wondering if you're insane.
So much of what makes somebody good at dating is different now than it was 50 years ago.
You can see it in the way coffee shops have changed. Almost every... I love coffee shops. I go to coffee shops all over. When I was in La Paz with my best friend in the last 4 days in Mexico, we went to like 3-4 coffee shops. I love coffee. Coffee shop empty, just minimalist. Almost as if they're designed purely as a... I don't like Starbucks. That's fine. I like the little more little niche cafes. They do everything by hand kind of thing. I'm kind of into that. About coffee.
I don't think that's real coffee. All that stuff be like chemicals that taste like coffee.
Customers, getting us in and out as quickly as possible to extract the most amount of money they can. But can you remember the time when a stereotypical cafe was like this? With big sofas, comfy chairs, bringing people together to talk, and people just walking up to someone to sit. Damn, very true. I never even thought about it, how the friends setting in the cafe was how cafes used to be. Nowadays, cafes are a little more streamlined. There's not really couches, there's tables and chairs. There's not maybe the...
Alright, this is a weak video. I would have... Y'all heard my video premise. That would have been a way better video than this. Let's, while we still got time, let's bail. My OCD is like, I have to finish this. Like, if I start it, I gotta finish it. But, like, this premise of bailing on the video is, like, just a wild concept to me. It's like, I started it, I gotta finish it. Because you can't judge something, like, off of the little 1 minute You know what I'm saying? You just watch. I gotta watch it in its entirety. Then I can judge whether it was a good or bad video or not. Women finally realize the mess they're in. Rice Krispie Treats bail. A Rice Krispie Treats bail on the video. And it probably gets better. I'm gonna probably watch it and be like, oh man, if we'd have just stuck it out, we should have stuck it out, chat. Or maybe I thought it was gonna be these little short clip up videos. Maybe my attention span was cooked. A couple things could be true.
The first thing, obviously, always have commitment issues. I know a lot of people date today, but in my head, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you talking to someone if you don't have any issues?
Maybe I was expecting these little 5-minute clip, 5-second clip videos.
Or like in older guys, like the second you always come across is that they're always somehow a little bit narcissistic. It's always about me. Like only think about themselves and like, oh, like no, baby, like being so self-centered sickens me. But there's
Yeah, it sickens us too. This is why we avoid so many women.
it's not their avoidant, okay? And all these issues are piling up. You're like, what the freak am I doing? You can't read your mind. Lastly, the biggest one of them all, lust over love. Why is it so common these days that these men just be thinking with their dick? Like whatever happened to being a gentleman? Whatever happened to candlelit dinners? Whatever happened to talking until the sunrise comes up and you can see the stars and everything? Like what happened to the cute little dates? Like
Nope, boba and back shots.
why is it always boba and back shots?
Damn right, boba and back shots.
Most women are going after the 1% of dudes who are tall.
Again, I have not done this boba and back shots thing yet, but I'm trying, boys. I think this is a good way to go about meeting women. Boba and back shots.
Have money and are handsome. This 1% of dudes gets to choose 90% of the female dating pool.
That they do.
Now, I just want to rant a little bit because there's a lot of women complaining about Cheesecake Factory, and
Oh my god, I've talked to a lot of people now outside of California about Cheesecake Factory. It is actually a very high restaurant in many other regions. It's one of the best places because it has everything that everybody can want. It has pasta, it has Asian, it has whatever else, so it has something for everyone. And all the food is actually decent quality. So women just hating on stuff just to hate on stuff. Poor Cheesecake Factory.
like certain restaurants, and it's really annoying. You guys don't even know how privileged you are. Do you know there's some women out here that
I would've thought they only sold cheesecakes.
gotten a real date. All you toxic women and bitter women are coming on social media, ruining it. You're making men not want to date. You're making men not want to try. Then when you guys complain on here saying men aren't chivalrous, men don't open doors, men don't do this, men don't do that, this is why. Because you bitch and complain about everything somebody does. Y'all are like very naggy, and it's really annoying. And like I said, it's
Like, y'all are naggy, and we're not even together.
you have such an opinion on something. You plan the dates. You do stuff. How are you gonna sit here and complain about where somebody takes you if you can throw out a suggestion? Y'all want men to lead so bad, but don't let them lead. A lot of y'all modern day women, y'all have got too much stuff going on in your brain where you guys are so privileged. You don't understand.
The Cheesecake Factory is one of the most expensive chains. What restaurant has 7 pages worth of food?
Dude, have a shit food selection. That's crazy.
Like, where is the end to this madness?
Something
The reason why the dating pool is so trash is because of us, the women. I'm going to explain. Women are so brainwashed that if you're single and that you're not committed or have a ring on your finger, that you can talk to whoever you want to talk to, you can date whoever you want to date, and have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. We're brainwashed to think that. This is the reason I tell y'all. That's nasty. It said a lot about us as women. If
Someone had to tell them it was nasty? Who? You can figure it out yourself that you
Nah,
just
she was a woman who had sense.
stuck into you
Just
constantly
knew.
and just juices all over the place. You don't think it's nasty?
we feel like just because we're not in a committed relationship that we can do whatever the fuck we want. Why is it that what we want is to be outside? Why is it that what we want is to have a roster? That's a problem. And then y'all wonder why men treat us
Hey,
how
that
we
sounds
do
like
because
she
we
belongs
are
to the
so
streets.
Citizens of the streets ain't gonna like this. They're just gonna call her a pick-me for telling the truth.
You know, if 3 years ago someone told me that
Well, I would pick her
online
if
criticizing
she was a
some of the
pick-me.
trifling fuck shit that women are doing,
So that's
I would
it's
have
not a derogatory term like you think. It doesn't hit how you think it is, ladies.
The dark side.
like how the tables have turned.
The
Like, all
tables
the
have
trifling shit that women would complain about back in 21, 22. They're doing it in 25. They're sure doing it in 25. Like, how do y'all complain about men are not putting in effort? Men are not being intentional with the dating. Men are not doing X, Y, and Z. And then when they meet a man that does everything, checks all of the blogs, you turn around and treat him like shit and ghost him. Huh? Ooh, may that karma find you. And that karma is going to be ugly. Like, the very first video that I come across is a guy on the verge of tears, and he's irritated, and his feelings is 1000% validated, because what you mean, you talk to a girl for 2 whole months, you plan everything out, you are taking time off from work to take this girl out on a first date, and this bitch ghosts you. Straight up ghosts you. Ooh, may that karma find her. May that karma find her. And after listening to his story twice, just to make sure that I'm not being biased about it, I was like, these are the same birds that will come up on
I think it's hard. I like her, but it's hard to listen to her with those raptor claws that she has right there. It's just
Beyonce's internet talking about, like, she's a narcissist.
Hey. Remember, no more of that the Beyonce internet. It's Jay-Z's internet, and even then, I'm looking at Jay-Z a little weird nowadays too.
And I'm a survivor, and I'm a victim. No, you're the problem. You are the problem. Between listening to that and Checo's content, oh my god, the problem is the women. And I'm gonna keep saying this with my whole ass chest. The reason why the dating is hot, piss, and shit is because of women. It's because of women. Because y'all come up on Beyonce's internet and say with your whole ass chest that you don't want a guy to treat you good. You don't want a guy who's intentional. You don't want a guy who sits there and pays for everything. Because the standards, these higher standards that you have for him, you don't like him. And that the dude that you really like, the dude that you're willing to have put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken, he ain't shit. He'll never be shit. He'll never know shit. He ain't a fucking job.
We call them Dick Sweeney and Chirones.
And that you lower the bar, and you lower the standards for these types of dudes.
She got put through the mattress.
And so it's mind-boggling how after he puts you through the ringer and he treats you like shit and he breaks your spirit, now you want to come up on Beyonce's internet talking about, I'm a victim, my ex is a narcissist. No, sweetheart, that was your fault. That was 100% your fault. And then after he done put several babies up in you, and maybe give you HIV, because now y'all are going around talking about you don't even like wearing condoms, and then y'all trying to normalize HIV like, oh, it's just a pill that I gotta take for the rest of my life.
Wait, they're doing what now? They're trying to normalize HIV? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Men, just stay away. And if you want some, you might just have to leave.
Oh, you hoes are nasty.
You're nasty.
Nasty. So hopefully the men are paying attention to the fuck shit that y'all are admitting to on the internet and moving accordingly. Because I say this much. None of you hoes are good enough to date my son.
They don't want a significant other. They want a sponsor. We men realize that we can't build with most women.
I deleted the dating apps because I matched with a man whose first message to me was, I bet your day just don't look better because we matched.
So can someone make it make sense? Because women have literally been begging men to come to the table more confident, have more wit, have more charismatic and charm, and when they do, they still get dragged. So you mean to tell me when he says, hello, how are you? That's too boring. But when he hits you with some kind of cute banter, you don't even want to joke back and you think that he's part of the problem because you lack a sense of humor? Make it make sense. Like, what is it that y'all want? Do you even know at this point? Because if he's too funny, that's weird and you're going to immediately block him. But if he just says, hey, how are you? Then that's boring and not enough effort, so you're still not going to carry.
You know what I say? I say hello. I always put E-L-O, hello. If they reply, if they don't, I don't really say much else.
Like, that's confusing as hell. And imagine being so self-absorbed and so self-centered and so entitled that you think that a man that doesn't even know you, you are like automatically entitled to his time, his effort, and his energy. Even though y'all are on the same exact dating app, so why not match that energy and give him the same banter back? Or is it because you lack a sense of humor? Like, which one is it? Y'all want men to make the first move, but then when he does, it's still not good enough. But if he does nothing, then he's a low-effort, low-value man. And let's just call it what it is. You didn't find him attractive enough, which is why you didn't continue the conversation, and you're just using dating apps for validation and more attention to feed your ego, your pride, to make you feel good about yourself, even though you have zero intention of actually dating men that you're matching with in the first place. Okay, bye.
They don't even, I mean, compared to the amount of matches women get and compared to how many dates they go out on, yeah, it does not equate. At least men, yeah, if we can get matches, we still don't even go on that many dates with those matches. Again, it's the same thing. Women just don't really want to go out with men in mass like that.
So many women on apps just for the attention. He solved the problem. He made the first move. She was totally not worth any time or an effort, and she proved it by her response. So it worked.
Y'all, I think modern women ruin dating, and here's why. Let's get into it. Hookup culture. Women giving their bodies away to men that have not committed to them on any level. They've made relationships transactional, not being realistic. Now the majority.
It's just so funny. Obviously, I agree with what she's saying, but the messenger itself is probably not the greatest. You know, Tyrese's ex that pretty much tried to destroy the prenup and take everything from him. Yeah, you shouldn't be the one that's sending these messages out.
Women want the minority of men, using tactics of shame and emasculating men to manipulate them and doing what they want them to do. Some men now are choosing to go their own way.
But you gotta believe her, right? Because she does all these things on Tyrese, so she knows. So she's giving you the game in a sense. She knows.
Not even trying to date in this modern dating culture. Ain't that a shame? A lot of good men not dating because they don't see value in this modern dating culture.
Then after they've been ran through, they now want us to be good men. Not worth it.
The number 2 way that women ruin relationships is having sex too soon. And this is not about being prude, you guys. You have to realize we're living in a very fast dating climate. Guys don't think extra. So basically, you're training them on who you are to them. They compartmentalize the women they're dating.
Give it up the first night.
You're the girl they'll just hop in bed with them. It's not about
in a great relationship. Start this thing off with a bang.
I can tell you now, even if a girl wants to sleep with me on the first night or second night, I actually don't think too ill of her. I just think she likes it.
Yeah.
Half of me thinks she likes it, and then the other half is always, worried about things. But we can easily tell when women do like you, they want to sleep with you. It's not really a thing for them to hold back on.
He knows that he has to do more for that girl, and it's not so much about being prude and who's better and who's worse. If you like sex, have sex, but I'm just saying, oftentimes it'll ruin the relationship. And regardless of the effort, you guys, you have to understand, the more dates you go on, the more of a foundation of a friendship you're building. You're actually getting to know this person. He actually knows your hobbies. He knows about your
It also creates more vasopressin because you guys are going out more, and he's been investing more time and effort into you.
He knows what you do for work. He knows your desires. So you're actually bonding. You understand? So there's a lot that goes on in the dating process before you jump into bed that forms intimacy, that actually makes him like you, desire you, and makes him curious. Sometimes sex just kind of shuts down that door. True. So sex too soon can shut down his curiosity about it. So that is the number 2 way how women ruin relationships.
100%. True. Men are natural hunters. If the hunt is a challenge, it forces us to learn more about her.
True.
If the hunt is too easy, men lose interest.
We just eat.
And women loses her charm way too soon.
I know there's gonna be a whole bunch of wounded and broken birds in my comment section talking about internalized misogyny and I'm okay me. I mean, if I had $1 I was called a pick me for calling out the toxic bullshit that women do. My house would be paid off. I've worked 12-hour shifts before. I have been on my feet for 12 plus hours, and when I tell you that shit hurts, like your calves is throbbing, the ball of your feet is crying, and especially when you finally get home and you're like, I'm hungry, and there's nothing to eat that does not require me to prepare it. You just want to cry. You really, really want to cry. So seeing that, where you're working 12-hour plus shifts, and you are grinding, and you're getting your check, you're making your check. Like say for example, you're making like a little bit above minimum wage, and you're bringing in $400 or $500 a week, and then some flat purse ass bird is like, I only want to go to a Michelin star restaurant. I want to go eat at Ruth Chris. Cheesecake Factory is for broke people, and I'm just sitting there like, so a whole week's worth of wage to go take your goofy ass to a restaurant on a first date.
Pretty much.
Bitch, have you lost your ever loving mind? Mind you, I don't even date women. I'm not attracted to women, but looking at the math, just the math alone, like I get it. You gotta charge it to the game if you're a man, especially if you're trying to properly court a woman. But just looking at the math alone, my financially literate ass, I'm like, have you lost your ever loving mind? And what makes this whole situation so bad is these bitches won't even take themselves to go eat at the same restaurant, but demand that level of standard for a man that they do not hold themselves to.
Can I ask if they've been to Ruth Chris?
A woman that's financially literate is attractive.
No. By themselves? No. But you're supposed to take it.
That accountant degree is attractive.
I think that's what really grinds my gear is you expect a man to treat you to a lifestyle you can't afford. You want a man to give you an
I don't even think there's anything wrong with that. I don't even think that's a bad thing. You want a man that provides you a lifestyle that you can't afford. It's okay. I don't think men are upset at that. At least be nice, cordial, and reciprocative. That's all men want. We don't mind making more money and paying for things if you're nice and cordial and easy to deal with.
Experience that you yourself cannot afford. You want a man to sit there and financially support a lifestyle that you yourself cannot afford.
And
I think that's something that really has me a little tight. Because in this day and age, especially when the economy is, kind of sketchy and shit is just high as fuck, and y'all make it so loud and obvious that you don't date for the sole intent and purpose of finding a partner. You're not dating for the sole purpose and intent to be with someone that you're willing to do life with. You just want to eat because your bitch ass can't afford to go out to restaurants that you demand this individual to go to. And then another thing that really grinds my gear is you hold these men to a standard that, and you don't like them. That is the most, really fucked up part about the entire situation. You don't like those dudes, but the motherfucker that you really like, Pookie that you really, really like, you will gladly spread your legs open and have him put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken for free.
Through the mattress.
You will have him driving your car.
Yep.
for free.
This is the second time she's mentioned this on the same video, and it's very, very true. If she is into you, she's even willing to pay for you and give her access to the car and the house and everything. That's what she's into.
And that's the hypocrisy of it all. Y'all sit there and bitch and complain and cry about patriarchy, but yet you want to reap the benefits and the rewards of patriarchy. If that ain't some hypocritical bullshit, I really don't understand. This is why I told my son, don't spend a single dollar on a chick unless she is like seriously committed to being your girlfriend. But after the shit that we're going through right now, I don't know about that either. Because it seems like when you treat a woman good, she want to act stupid. But when you treat her like shit, then that's when she falls in line. And I cannot believe I'm
This is so true. Throughout my last 3 years of life, this has been very, very true.
watching this shit happen in real time.
You're not defending men. You're defending common sense.
Right.
Dating has stopped being about finding a partner to love and grow with. It's more like they're shopping for the perfect Instagram accessory.
I just want to know which one of you ladies messed it up for everyone, because dating out here is so hard.
At the risk of sounding totally arrogant, I think I can speak for all men on this. You see, the women that messed it up are the ones that taught us men that no matter how much we love her, no matter how much we're willing to change, what we sacrifice, how much we make, kill ourselves to provide a life for her, anything. Nothing we could do, and more importantly, nothing that we could say towards the end would bring her back from her rage or her feelings.
It's just
And
not enough.
Truly, honestly, and no, really, bring it up. Hear me on this one, okay? The woman that messed it up for everyone is the one that taught all of us men that have gone through it that there is nothing more important in the world than her feelings. She comes first, and the moment she isn't happy, the relationship is done. You see, that killed it for men. Because we have hella reasons to leave all the time. And we stay right where we are, being loyal, working it out, trying to talk it out 9 times out of 10, right? And it's like when men aren't happy, they let it ride. They're just like, hey, listen, that's my girl. I'm gonna work through it, whatever. When men aren't happy, nowadays they jet. And they jet in the scariest manner possible. Where it's just like, dude, you never see it coming. You really don't, right? It's like you have conversations, and then you'll think that you're making progress. And then the next thing you know, they're angry out of nowhere, cold out of nowhere, detaching out of nowhere, distant out of nowhere, secretive out of nowhere, hiding their phone out of nowhere. And when all these things start happening, you realize there's somebody else, right? Yep. You bring it up, they deny it. Again, it's too many games, it's too much hassle. You know how fun it is to go out, hit a night on the town, hang out with your boys, do whatever you want to do with nobody to tell you no, and to live a life of complete and total freedom?
It's fucking awesome.
That is worth way more than chasing somebody that frankly doesn't respect or love you. And here's the thing, I heard this from one of my buddies recently. I'm going to say this, because why not? He said he would rather, let's say it's the PG way, okay? He would rather hire a woman, because at least she's honest about it. And in the end, when they're done, she goes on her way.
I can also agree with this. The hiring or getting professional, they're honest with it. They know exactly what
$40 Pittsburgh prices.
Using their body, using their charm, their femininity for money. And we understand that. They're not trying to trick us.
She has her money, and she's happy. Where when you're in a relationship with somebody long term, and they get unhappy and they leave, you have the same result. You've paid all this money out for somebody that promised you all of these things, and in the end, you're out a lot of money. The same, and guess what? She left anyway. It's literally the same result as hiring somebody. So that ruins it for men. When we understand we can dedicate, sacrifice, and give everything, and you're still gonna leave. Just so you know.
You forgot the part where they then pin all of the blame on you.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So
whose fault is it?
real, these men don't stand a chance in dating because women turn everything into a red flag. He didn't text back fast enough, red flag. He doesn't text enough, red flag. He doesn't call me enough, red flag. He fell asleep and took a nap and I didn't hear from him for 3 hours, red flag. He breathed the wrong way, red flag. He's existing, red flag. Everything is always something even when it's nothing. And when he says it's nothing, that's also a red flag because he's lying. You'll hear some dumb shit online about, oh, you can tell a man is toxic by the way he smiles, so now you're looking at your man based on some dumb shit that you saw on the internet. Like, oh, he's smiling the wrong way, that means he doesn't like me. Y'all leave no room for these men.
You know, like, this is funny. She's so right. Like, women, like I always say, listen to everyone's advice, but also sift through it and make sure it's good for you. I think on the women's side, they just take all of the advice as if it's the gospel and everything's true. That's women's side of things. When all the women tell them, men do this, men are bad with this, I experienced this, they just believe everything. They think all of it's true. Where at least for us, we're looking, we're listening. Yeah, I can see it being true, but I can also see, yeah, that's because that particular person is that person.
Make any kind of mistakes. Women will literally make up entire storylines about men that they don't even know just to validate their own insecurities and then get online and say all men are trash. You're turning a golden retriever man who has no issues into a wolf based off your past experiences. And then you expect the new man, the good man, the better man to take on all of these challenges with grace, and you are a fucking problem. How are you going to be able to go into a relationship looking for a good human being when you're already looking at him as if he's your ex-fucking boyfriend who cheated on you and he deserves to be treated like shit based on what somebody else did to you? And how do you expect these men to still want to date you when you literally turn everything into a problem, everything is a red flag, everything that he's doing is toxic, it's not good enough, it's poor behavior, and you're never satisfied? Like, make it make sense. Okay, bye.
That is exactly why we don't even try anymore.
Juice ain't
God damn,
worth
even being
squeeze.
too perfect is a red flag these days. These women are such degenerates nowadays. They're mentally ill, on drugs, or have hella problems, and we are the red flags.
There's plenty of men trying to be good men, trying to live a good life, doing their thing. It's just they get trashed throughout most of their life. They get used and abused, and they turn into dark berserkers. And I can't even be mad at them for wanting to spend $40 for what they need.
I told you. The LA got a Pittsburgh kind of economy. It's the Philly Phil Pitch Show, Philly Phil Twitch Show, Philly Phil Twitch Show. I'm Philly Phil. This is a Twitch show. Thursday, some notes. What do I remember about the last video? Nothing. It was that one woman. She had like, okay, she popped up often. Don't really like her. Something about her. Just But she be having hot takes. Thursday notes. Let's take some